Hello and welcome to the show. The Summit League Basketball Championships certainly delivered some March madness. South Dakota State with a shocker on the men's side of things, and Western Illinois with an overtime victory in the women's tournament championship. And the Leathernecks are now on to the NCAA tournament for the first time in more than 20 years. Western Illinois, the regular season champs this year. They earned the #1 seed in the postseason tournament, and the Leathernecks breezed through their first round matchup against Denver. Summer League Player of the Year, Emily Clemens, 17 points, 9 assists, and Western wins 82-39. IUPUI earned the 2 seed this year, and the Jags beat North Dakota State in the opening round. Danielle Lawrence with 23 points, Michael Rogers 15 points, 9 rebounds, and they win at 69-56 over the Bison. Omaha with the upset in the opening round, taking down South Dakota. Abigail Fogg had 16 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists for the Coyotes, but Omaha senior Michaela Shaw with 25 to lead the Mavericks to a 64-58 win.
Just very excited that we could show up again on our second trip to this tournament and come out as the underdogs and come out on top against a very, very good South Dakota team.
This team is the hardest working team I've ever been on. One of our coaches said it, we started in April working for this weekend, and so we weren't going to let it go by without taking advantage of every opportunity we had here. So seeing all of that work pay off in Game 1 feels great.
In the final first-round game, defending tournament champion South Dakota State tied with Oral Roberts at halftime, but the Jackrabbits pull away in the third quarter. Clarissa Ober, 10 points and 16 rebounds, and South Dakota State goes on to win 65-50. In the semifinals on Monday, Omaha and Western Illinois. Omaha gets out to an 8-point lead at the half. Michaela Shaw, great again, ends up with 29 points. But Western Illinois comes back. Morgan Bloomer with 6 threes. Emily Clemens turns in her first career triple-double. 21 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. Western Illinois gains the lead in the fourth quarter, and they hold off Omaha 84-82. In the other semi, IUPUI knocks off South Dakota State in overtime. Jenna Gunn, 17 points, 6 rebounds for the Jaguars. Michael Rogers, 16 points and 18 rebounds. And Sydney Hall with 5 3-pointers, including 1 in the overtime session. IUPUI beats South Dakota State 65-61.
You know, we're the team to beat, or the team that people kind of look past, but this year our name is big now, and it means a lot to Coach P and our team that IUPUI is in the finals now, and we're someone to figure now.
And they played great again. They got to overtime again in the championship against Western Illinois. Crazy sequence at the end of regulation. Western Illinois in the lead by 1, but Clemens misses 2 free throws and then commits a foul with 4 seconds left. Holly Hoopengarner makes 2 free throws to put IUPUI in the lead by 1. Western Illinois commits a turnover, so they have to foul. Alex Brown makes 2 free throws, and IUPUI has a 3-point lead with 2 seconds to play. But after a timeout, Western Illinois not only gets a shot off, Taylor Hanneman knocks down a 3 to tie it up. They go to overtime, and Western Illinois wins it there 77-69.
I had sat out for a while. I was pretty cold, and I had missed like my last 3 shots when I was in, so I was like, okay. And then whenever he called me in, and he drew it up for another player, and I was like, okay, we got this. And then he drew it for me, and then I got extremely nervous, and my hands were even shaking a little bit more. But again, just it goes back to the fact that he had enough confidence in me, and my players had enough confidence in me that this was going to happen. I had to do it.
That's just the type of player she is. She's a gamer, and I think that shows a lot of character in our team. You know, I had people telling me next play, you know, we have 2 seconds, that's plenty of time. And so I think that's a huge, you know, that just shows how our team is and that we believe, and we play till the final buzzer. But yeah, it was relief for sure.
Well, congrats to the Leathernecks. Western Illinois will find out Monday who and where they will play in the NCAA tournament. Selection Monday coming up for the women. And as Western Illinois is moving on, Denver is moving in a new direction with their coaching staff. Carrie Cremine's contract has expired and will not be renewed, so the Pioneers are searching for a new head women's basketball coach. Denver posted a record of 16-44 in the Summit League in the last 5 seasons under Coach Cremines. Well, the men's basketball championships coming up next. Omaha into the final for the first time this year, and South Dakota State in a record-setting matchup in the semifinals.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Dakota Land Honda, South Dakota Corn, and Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort.
Welcome back. The Summit League men's basketball tournament was big on upsets and big on attendance. We had a record crowd for one of the semifinals. IUPUI came away with the first round upset. Omaha playing in its first league championship this year, and an unlikely tournament title for South Dakota State. Regular season champion South Dakota tipping it off against Western Illinois in the opening game, and the Leathernecks almost knock off the top seed. End of regulation. Matt Mooney with the three to put the Coyotes ahead by 3, but CJ Duff in the corner to tie it up and send it to overtime. But Tyler Flack and South Dakota outscore them 10-1 in the extra 5 minutes, and the Yotes survive and advance with a 9-point win. Upset of the first round in the second game Saturday night. IUPUI takes down North Dakota State. Aaron Brennan with 18 points and 11 rebounds for his first career double-double as the Jags win by 19.
I think it kind of just goes to show as far as just the league's an unbelievable league. You know, North Dakota State, they just, I thought they just missed some shots. Very well coached, very good team. So I thought overall it was a good game, but very pleased of how we just, from start to finish, I thought we did a pretty good job.
Other first-round games on Sunday. South Dakota State gets by Denver 83-73. Mike Dahm with 33 points. Reed Tellinghusen with 18 points and 9 rebounds for the Jackrabbits. And then a slugfest in the final game of the first round. Omaha knocks off Fort Wayne. John Conchar, 25 points for the Mastodons, and they had the lead until the final minute. Omaha goes ahead on a dunk by Trayshawn Thurman. He leads the Mavs with 23 points, and Omaha wins 84-80. In the semis, a new tournament record for attendance, 11,235 fans on hand to see South Dakota and South Dakota State. Matt Mooney was marvelous for the Coyotes with 30 points. Michael Orris, outstanding for the Jackrabbits. He hits the go-ahead jumper with less than 2 seconds to play. South Dakota State beats South Dakota 74-71.
Final seconds. Well, our play broke down, and we didn't get exactly what we drew up. And so ball was in my hands, knew I had to make a play, so saw my opportunity and made it.
In the second semi, Omaha runs out to a 24-point lead at halftime. The Mavericks beat IUPUI 90-62, and that gets Omaha to its first ever Summit League Tournament Championship game.
It's great. I'm excited, and I'm just happy to be playing here for Omaha.
Yeah. This is what everybody dreamed of, the opportunity to play in front of the crowd we're going to play in front of tomorrow. So I'm proud to be an Omaha Maverick.
And that tomorrow was Tuesday. The crowd was big, over 9,000, and the game was great. Omaha and South Dakota State trade the lead 13 times. Thurman with 21 for Omaha, Hollins with 18. But Summit League Player of the Year Mike Dahm throws in 37 for the Jackrabbits. South Dakota State wins the tournament title with a first-year head coach, and after a terrible start to the season.
It was a tough time when we were 1-6, looking back on it, but our guys did such a great job of not blaming each other, not blaming the coaching staff for what's going on. But we just kind of put our selfish wants aside, and we just stuck together as a group, and we started to just really play together and click well.
It's unbelievable. I mean, there's not many first-year head coaches that get to experience this, and I think it makes it even better that we had these ups and downs, and every first-year program is going to have that. And all our guys fought through adversity. We stuck together as a group, and raising that trophy at the end, it was just a great feeling.
Up next, a fresh perspective on a story of a great young man that we have followed all season, Denver sophomore Joe Rosga. Well, we have featured Joe Rosga several times on the show this year. His relationship with his little brother who has special needs, Joe's trip to Italy to play hoops with Athletes in Action this past summer. Well, here is one more Rosga report, one very well done by David Brown at Midco Sports Network in Sioux Falls.
No more timeouts for Denver. This is it. South Dakota State cannot foul above all else. And they did. Are you kidding me? What a huge mistake there for the Jackrabbits.
I'm thinking game's over. I'm going to make these 2 free throws.
Unbelievably, Rozga with the miss. That's it. Ball game. And South Dakota State is moving on with a 54-53 win.
What is the nature of pressure? Is it defined by the situation, by outside forces, or is it all relative? Before that miss, Joe Rosga had made 89% of his free throws, roughly 9 out of every 10 shots. So was that his 1 miss out of 10, or was it pressure?
I thought it was in, and I didn't think twice about it. I wasn't scared of the pressure or anything. It just happened to not go my way.
Within hours of the miss, there was only one word on Rozga's mind, and it wasn't pressure.
When I shot it, it felt good. I thought it was in, and it happened to be short. Can't do anything about it now. I just used it as a motivational tool and a driver.
Rozga's drive has never been in question. He grew up in an athletic family near St. Paul, Minnesota, the son of a former Division I football player, while his stepmother played basketball at Syracuse.
I was always around sports, any type of sport, it didn't matter what. My dad just wanted me to be around them and play them, and he knew eventually I would pick one of them.
Like most Minnesotans, Rozga started with hockey, but through his formative years he realized handling the rock suited him a lot more than handling the puck. And as the oldest of 5 kids in his family, he hoped basketball could provide an opportunity to do even more.
When I was young, my dad told me that I have to earn a scholarship if I want to go to college.
Rozga excelled in hoops at Cretin-Durham Hall, a renowned high school known for producing professional baseball and football players, but not basketball. The pressure was on to showcase his talent and leadership to different colleges, to prove not only to himself but his 4 younger siblings that anything is possible.
They all look up to me. They've told me that, and I know that, and it's just another driver and motivator to just be better.
But of those 4 younger siblings, there's one where proving anything is possible takes on extra significance. Rozga's brother JJ, who was born with Down syndrome.
I didn't really know what it was because I was pretty young when I found out. And so growing up, I was always looking out for him, making sure he wasn't getting picked on and stuff like that.
Rozga credits his family and friends for keeping him grounded and easing the burdens he felt throughout high school. And the hard work seemed to pay off as he was recruited not only to play basketball, but to serve in the Army at West Point.
I've had grandparents and stuff serve in the Army and serve in the war, so knowing that it didn't bother me that I would have to serve. I felt comfortable with it, and the opportunities that you could get from going to that school really made me want to go there.
The pressure was off. Rozga was going to serve his country, earn a free ride to college, and play the game he loves. Or so he thought.
There's a bunch of medical paperwork you have to fill out. Something just happened to fall through with all that, and they wouldn't allow me to serve if I went there.
A concussion Rozga suffered while playing basketball between his sophomore and junior years of high school was too much of a red flag for the academy, who deemed him unfit to serve on the front lines.
When I first found out, I was devastated. I actually got really sick just because I was in shock, and I didn't know what I was going to do.
Luckily for Rozga, the head coach at Army was a close friend of former Denver head coach Joe Scott, and after a few months of uncertainty, Rozga found himself committing to the Rocky Mountain State.
Coach Scott really wanted me to be a leader, so I took that to heart and I just did whatever he wanted me to do. And I knew I was capable of that, I just didn't know if I would do it my freshman year.
If there was any question, Rozga's play was the answer. He led Denver in scoring as a true freshman, and everything was going great until he attempted that last shot. Too much pressure? Nah, just another obstacle thrown in Rozga's direction. At this point, what most consider a burden, Rozga considers a bump.
I'm happy that it happened to me. I'm happy it happened to me and not someone else, because I don't know if someone else would have handled it as well.
The hits continued to pile up just 3 days later, when Joe Scott, the coach who provided Rozga's biggest opportunity, was fired. But when new head coach Rodney Billups came in, they found a common bond.
I saw a tough kid. I saw a kid that had a lot of talent, a lot of raw talent, a kid that has a chip on his shoulder.
I think he'll be able to take me where I want to go with the game of basketball. I believe he can do that.
The game is easier now, not just on the court, but in life. Rozga no longer has to worry about getting a college education. No longer does he have to worry about playing the game he loves. And no longer does he have to worry about being a role model. He's proven to his parents, his friends, and to JJ that when it comes right down to it, perseverance is what matters, not pressure.
He's been great for me because he has that feel, he has the voice, and he has the ear of the student athletes, and they listen to him, and he listens to me, so it makes it easy for me.
If I trust you and I believe in what you're saying, I'll run through a brick wall for you, and I'll fight till there's no fight left in me.
Up next, we will take a look at the first ever class in the brand new Summit League Hall of Fame. Welcome back. The Summit League has been around for 35 years now, and the league has never had a Hall of Fame until this year. The first class to be honored was announced during the basketball tournament this past week. It includes 8 people, All-Americans. There's an Olympic gold medalist, a World Series champion, and here is the first class in the Summit League Hall of Fame. And you can find complete bios for all of the inductees on the league website at thesummitleague.org. Well, we are now on to the spring stuff in the Summit League. Golf and tennis and baseball and softball. North Dakota State has swept the last 3 Summit League regular season and tournament titles in softball. Are the Bison going to be really good again?
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Dakota Land Honda, South Dakota Corn, and Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort.
Well, it is softball season, not so much in our Summit League cities yet, but our teams are playing all over the southern United States right now. North Dakota State has won 3 straight Summit League championships. The Bison went 17-0 in the regular season last year, and they are looking to pick it up and keep it rolling this season. Here is more from Fargo.
Things are going well. You know, that's something we want to make sure that we maintain throughout our whole, I guess, transition here a little bit, of just making sure that we kept a lot of things that we've done in the past. You know, and both Bruce and Beth have brought up some good things here that we've added as well. So, you know, you take a combination of both and you just try to mix it into what you've been doing, and hopefully we can continue to get better every day and just keep improving.
As far as our coaches go, I love our new coaches. I think Jerice is an amazing defensive coach. I mean, she's the coach that I would really come to and talk to, and she really listens and really understands and tries to implement everything that you tell her and that she sees. And then Beth is just so passionate about what she does, and she cares so much on an individual level for not only our pitchers but our entire team. And she's excited to get to work and to learn more. And so I think they bring a lot to this team.
It's been kind of fun. You know, you kind of see that growth period. You see them get better. You see them compete. You see them start to communicate more. You know, so there's a lot of things that you, from the first day of practice, even in the fall, to even the first day of practice in winter, you can just see where we've made strides, and that's the exciting thing when you get a chance to work with them and see that each day.
Yeah, definitely try and show them adversity is going to happen and how to get over it, because it's a part of the game. And you know, I just try and stress the freshmen to have fun, and it's your freshman year, so enjoy it and don't be scared, don't be nervous, just go out there and do your thing. You've been doing it your whole life, so nothing really changes.
You know, for these guys, they're getting thrown in the fire a little bit. I mean, this weekend's going to be tough. All 5 teams there, 4 teams, I guess we play, I should say, are strong, you know, and it's going to be quite a challenge for them. But I think they're ready for it. I think they're just ready to go out and see some other teams and place against somebody else besides themselves.
Going to California is going to be great. Hopefully we have good weather. Going to see dirt for the first time, so that's going to be cool. And just a challenging weekend, and we're definitely looking forward to it.
Well, the Bison have already played 19 games. They've been in Florida and Arizona and South Carolina and Louisiana playing in tournaments. They have 2 more tournaments in Florida in the next 2 weeks, and then the Summit League season gets started on April 1st for softball. Well, no home softball games this weekend. There is some baseball, though. Omaha and Oral Roberts at home on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The Mavs taking on Northern Colorado. The Golden Eagles taking on Dallas Baptist. And Summit League playing baseball is not that far off. Intra-league games will start on March 17th. Denver is at home in men's tennis this weekend, and there are 4 Summit League athletes in the NCAA Indoor Track and Field Championships on Friday and Saturday. Alex Renner and Rose Jackson from North Dakota State, Chris Nilsson and Samara Spencer from South Dakota. And we'll see you next week.